I was introduced to this concept of addicts wear masks in the secular programs that I worked in. So, what did they mean by that? Well, I'll tell you what they meant. What they meant was most people that you're counseling in addiction counseling, because I was being trained as a counselor, and they were teaching me that the people you're talking to, they wear masks. They hide behind who they truly are, and they try to put on a different face. They want you to think of them differently than what they really are, and that's why they turn to drugs and alcohol. That was the premise. That's what they taught me. And as I was a young counselor learning, I bought into this, and there's some truth to it as well, as we'll talk about in a minute. But I bought into it because I understood quickly that most of the addicted people that I was counseling were hiding from something. They were ashamed of things. They were suffering from the hands of other people who had sinned against them and treated them in a despicable way. Others had made horrible, sinful choices that had hurt people in their lives and had brought a lot of guilt and condemnation as a result of it. And I noticed that the addicts that I was counseling, many of them had really good people skills. They could assess other people. They sized people up really well. They were very friendly and outgoing. You would just think, boy, this is the happiest person on the planet. I mean, some of the nicest, most delightful people I've ever worked with were addicted people. And so as I began to counsel and learn as a young counselor in the 1990s, 30 years ago, 30 years now I've been in this field, as I was being trained, I was taught that people wear masks. Well, the idea of wearing a mask is pretty relevant to everyone listening today. If you're listening in 2021, then you have been wearing a mask, probably, maybe not everybody, but most people have been wearing masks and can understand this concept. So I thought it was a good time to talk about this in the addiction world. I'm not talking about masks and social distancing and all that kind of thing. What I'm talking about is how do we help people who are wearing masks? How do we reach them with compassion and with love? Romans 12 in verse 9, it talks about in the very first sentence, let love be genuine. And I think that's where we have to start. We have to love people in a genuine way. As biblical counselors, as Christians, we want to love people in a genuine way and not be so judgmental or put off by their sin or their behavior or what they're wearing or how they smell or whatever the thing may be off-putting to you when you sit down with someone, but to really meet them where they are and to try to listen well to them and help them in a genuine, in a loving kind of way. Yes, we are to abhor what is evil. God tells us to hate what is evil and hold fast to what is good. But that doesn't mean I just say that to the person I'm counseling right off the bat. Let me love you by hating what's evil in you, and that's not the point. I hate what is evil, and I hate what I do, and I hate what other people do that's sinful. But I also recognize that they don't need to know that right off the bat. I'm going to love them, meet them where they are, hold fast to what's good, and help them to develop a different belief system than what they have. That's what addiction biblical counseling is all about.